All right, guys, this is something I wanted to talk about since my last unpopular opinions video, just on the topic of K-pop in America, in the West, whatever, how it's treated, and ultimately my problems with it. All right, so let's discuss. So obviously K-pop is picking up steam over here in the last year, and it's great, it's great to watch your faves gain exposure outside of Asia, gain opportunities and whatnot. I do love seeing it, but for different reasons, there are just some things that rub me the wrong way. I think the main thing that first bothered me was how K-pop is seen as like a foreign novelty, like this weird thing that's a sort of strange phenomenon, how they're not seen as real artists necessarily, just weird foreign commodities. I don't know how to explain it very well, so I'll just try to give examples. In 2016, 2017, when BTS started to get popular, they did those sort of question interviews with media outlets, which is pretty typical now for K-pop groups when they come over here. And up until 2018, I'd say, it was usually not serious questions, very repetitive questions that even fans didn't seem to be interested in, rarely asking about music. And this is a very good example of just K-pop not being taken seriously. Like I said in my last video that BTS were sort of not taken as seriously, but I think towards the end of 2018 and mid through end of 2018, they're taken so much more seriously with their music. And I think that's starting to become the first foray into K-pop being taken more seriously. But at the same time, it's sort of a double-edged sword. Even though K-pop is definitely becoming more popular, it's sort of being pushed into a corner and pushed aside almost. While it's nice, it's being appreciated and given its own place to shine, you can see it definitely being disregarded compared to other music. Now, one thing I want to address is the flip-flop behavior of these K-pop influencers, specifically K-pop reporters, interviewers, reactors, whatnot. Many of you know Jeff Benjamin. He interviews a lot of K-pop idols and is sort of the main K-pop correspondent for Billboard. And just to disclaim on this rant I'm about to go on, I'm not trying to come for Jeff necessarily. He's good at his job and he's a good journalist, but this needs to be said. The other day, he was called out for belittling girl groups' messages when praising Blackpink, and then later, an old video was resurfaced of when he was on a podcast with others who mocked and discredited groups like BTS and G-Friend. Some of the stuff he said actually made me go, what are you even saying? What are you talking about? And this is exactly what I'm trying to point out with the flip-flop behavior. He's supposed to be this super credible, amazing journalist who spreads K-pop to America and fans, but then turns around and calls G-Friend a group only for old pervy men who twirl around in skirts. What are you trying to promote? Why are you making them look this way in this type of light? What are you saying? I don't know. I don't even really know if I have a specific problem with Jeff per se. There's a lot of interviewers like him who only seem to care very little about groups and then just says whatever pulls the most weight with fans and just praise people to look good. And Jeff did apologize after it happened, even though fans did not accept it, and he does say he likes and has much respect for these groups, but this just shows how clout chasing these people are. Jeff is just one example, but there are plenty like him. I guarantee you almost all your favorite K-pop reactors, reporters, or interviewers, whatever, are just clout chasers for K-pop fans because they know that there's a lot of them and they know that they love seeing people praise their faves. That's why they all overdo it with the stan Twitter lingo and always have the same praisal when reacting to groups, when I bet 99% of them don't care about the artist or the music. They only care about clicks from K-pop stans. And it's even gotten to the point of them reacting to crack videos and funny moments videos because they just know fans eat that up. I don't know. It's all just so disappointing. I don't even know what could fix all this. I just wish that more people doing these interviews kind of just knew more about K-pop and had more background in Korean entertainment. Don't get me wrong, I've seen great interviews from people who weren't familiar with K-pop and were able to give amazing interviews because they were good journalists and knew how to ask good questions. But I'd say most of the time it takes a deeper understanding of the music and culture to make it more enjoyable. I don't know. I just wish it was more of an even spread of both, I guess. It seems that the K-pop movement could be such a cool opportunity for like Asian representation too, like Koreans explaining and interviewing these idols who understand the culture and whatnot. But I understand that it doesn't really need to be just them. Also, the USA can be hella xenophobic at times, so if they saw this movement of Asian artists singing in an Asian language being promoted and interviewed by Asians, it'd get way more marginalized than it already is. And that's probably why there's more people who are unfamiliar with K-pop interviewing the idols, since they want to show that anybody and all types of people are interested in this music, which is true. But like I said before, I just sort of wish there was more of an even spread of both. I also love when my faves come and do shows and come and see fans over here, but it's not necessary to do so. And I wish people would realize that it doesn't matter if a group is famous in one part of the world versus another. Of course, I want them to spread as far as they can all over the world, but being popular in the West and just Western validation in general does not matter. And if they have their careers and are content with what they're doing and what music they're making, it doesn't matter what part of the world their recognition is coming from. It's great for groups that do want that and groups that do have that, but I don't think it matters in the grand scheme of things. Hopefully everything that I've mentioned just changes going forward. I feel like K-pop has always sort of revolved around the diehard fans and like the phenomenon around like the craze and like just crazy fans. I don't know. But hopefully the focus will go more onto like the actual artists and the music and saying, yeah, this music is good. It's not just about fans being crazy about it. I don't know. All right, guys. Thanks again. I'll see you guys next time. And tell me what you guys think about K-pop in the West and America in general in the comments. If you like it, if you dislike it, if you feel the same way as me, whatnot. I'm really curious just to see how everyone feels about it. And I'll see you guys next time. See you later.